Hello, a very warm welcome from New York, from the New York Stock Exchange. We are here at Capital Markets Day at SAP, and I'm Thomas Leonhardi, Global Anchor at SAP TV, and we want to talk about enterprise resource planning in the cloud. And we learned just an hour ago in the first live talk we had with Darren Roos, President S4HANA Cloud, that SAP announced today that SAP S4 Business Suite is now available also for larger organizations to deploy in the public cloud. And I'm very happy to be here with Bob Barton, CFO of MOD Pizza, one of the customers who is currently adopting SAP S4HANA, and with Dion Hinchcliffe, very well-known business strategist. And we want to talk now a little bit about ERP in the cloud and about pizza. So that's the MOD Pizza menu. They have nice names like Mad Dog, Lucy Sunshine, Tristan, fancy names. Bob, tell us a little bit about the secret sauce. Tell us about MOD Pizza.
Sure. So MOD Pizza is the pioneer of the fast casual made-to-order pizza category. It was actually founded by a couple, Scott and Allie Svensson, back in 2008. And if you fast forward to today from that concept, in 2015 we were named by Technomic as the fastest growing chain restaurant in the United States. And in 2016 we added 100 stores to our account, bringing us to north of 200 stores, spanning across 20 states in the US and 5 locations in the UK. So been fast growing, but I think what's really unique about MOD is its overall mission. And we are unapologetically for profit is what we'll say, but with a mission to provide a positive social impact. And what that really means is, and this is the really cool part, and what's different about MOD is it's really pizza first over, or people first over pizza and profits. And it's the people that we hire that really generate a very unique customer experience. And the view is, we try to provide an environment that's very safe for folks. We pay them well, higher than the minimum wage, and we try to provide them empowerment to run their businesses accordingly. And we've done what I think is a very inspirational thing in terms of hiring not only people that are just simply looking for a job and a fun place to work, but also giving people a second chance and trying to help people that, regardless of where they've been in life and mistakes they may have made, we focus on where they want to go and give them an opportunity to work at MOD without questioning where they've been and trying to help support them in terms of where they're going to go. And it's a great place to work.
Yeah, so there's really a sustainable philosophy behind your business model. And MOD is made on demand, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's the easy acronym. I think I've heard different people tell different stories, but I think that's the easy way to think about it.
Yeah, so you're now deploying SAP S4HANA Cloud to run your business. I mean, S4 is the business suite of SAP, running businesses end-to-end, day-to-day business processes. So why have you chosen SAP?
Well, to start with the growth, the speed of growth that we're experiencing is not just at the store level, but it's also at the vendor level, invoices, people. We've got north of 3,000 employees, and when we think system-wide, we got 4,000. So there's a lot of activity going on. And so what we really need to, and by the way, we plan on continuing to grow at this pace. And while we've done a great job of building out the stores, we now need to think about how are we going to make this business really efficient as we move forward. And so then you start to think about, okay, so what are the right tools that are going to allow us to automate our processes and procedures and allow us to get smarter about the business. And we went through a process of, we knew the solution that we had, we were outgrowing it. And we wanted to find a solution that could be affordable, but get us on the right platform. And we actually went through a fairly exhaustive process of looking at the solutions that were out there. And initially when we thought about SAP, we thought about, wow, really big brand, really advanced, probably bigger than us. And what we actually discovered, which was a team that was very helpful, very thoughtful, had created a solution, actually this cloud-based solution was something that we could manage and we could afford. And by the way, it was giving us access to a partnership that would allow us to evolve with the product and allow us to actually impact the evolution of that product. and then a partner that we could actually, as we continued to grow, gave us a clear path of additional tools and products and services that we could use in the future. And so at the end of the day, it just became a very obvious answer to us.
Okay. For everybody who just tuned in, we're here from the New York Stock Exchange. We're talking about Business Suite, the enterprise resource planning of SAP, and going into the cloud. We have Bob Barton here, CFO of MOD Pizza, one of our customers, and we have Dion Hinchcliffe here, a very well-known business strategist. Dion, I heard from Bob a lot about pace and transition, digitalization. That's the point. Talk to you. Is that the path for all other businesses as well, that they need to adapt faster?
Absolutely. Right? We're at a rate of all-time high tech change in terms of how fast our technologies are evolving, how fast our operating market environment is evolving. And so companies are looking for ways to adapt more quickly. I'm sure if you ask Bob here, he probably doesn't have a very large data center, if he even has one at all, because that really slows you down. And this is the advantage of moving more and more IT to the cloud, instead of being tied down from all this legacy IT that you have to maintain, as well as trying to propel yourself into the future. You can dedicate more of your resources in your budget to adapting to the market.
I read that you said ERP is shifting from a system of record to a system of engagement. Can you tell us a little bit what that means?
Absolutely. Well, ERP systems run our core businesses today, but they're often considered back office systems. And the more that we can move those capabilities into the front of the organization, into sales, into customer care, into field service, into operations, so that we can get more value out of them, and of course we want to engage with our customers too. So the more we can make it customer facing as well, so that orders might come, for a MOD Pizza might come in directly from the app into the system, and all your financials are in one place, and everything's all being done from one system of record. But you're engaging digitally with those that matter the most.
Dion was just assuming you don't have a data center at MOD Pizza. I want to come to that point. Why not on-premise? Why cloud? Why have you chosen this solution for the cloud? What's the benefit for MOD Pizza to go in the public cloud?
Well, I think there's a number of them actually, but a lot of our capital right now is being deployed to invest in stores, and that's not an inexpensive thing to do. And yet we want to be leveraging technology, and so building out a data center is not the best use of our money right now, and finding a partner that actually does that for a living and does it well is probably the right solution for us. And then when you think about the cloud and the constant evolution of the product, we don't want to be worrying about that all the time. We love the idea of having a partner worry about that for us and can evolve the product, that we can evolve with it in time while we focus on our operations.
Yeah. Dion, you're talking to a lot of people about the cloud. Are there still concerns, especially when it comes to larger organizations, to go into the cloud? We have a lot of debates around security, data privacy, etc. Are the benefits overweighing these concerns?
Well, so there's always concerns when you give up control. I think that's, if you really want to go down to the very heart of the matter is, if you have your own infrastructure, you ultimately have control, but you're going to pay a lot more for the sole use of all of those resources. Security and privacy are probably the top priority. If you ask most senior executives what their top technology concern is, it's cybersecurity and customer privacy. And I think almost all of the research shows that public cloud tends to be more secure than anything that an individual company can do, because they have these big economies of scale. And so we don't see the kind of security issues at anywhere near the degree we see with private data centers, right? So I think the concerns are overblown. It's a big move, and it causes this, there's a concern about this lack of comfort, and there's concern, frankly, about jobs as well, that IT is going to lose jobs when they move to the cloud. And so I think that all those issues can be worked with. There's no question, by the end of this year, the majority of enterprise workloads will have moved to the public cloud, right? That's IDC data, and that's, that shows you this is happening right now.
Yeah, and you can also save money. Is that also an argument where you get executives?
Well, this is what, folks like Bob, when IT comes to them and says, we want to do this all on premise, it's going to cost about, on average, twice as much to do it, because you're not leveraging those economies of scale, right? So you do have to spend all this money on security instead of just paying the incremental amount that it costs to secure one more customer. So it is much more expensive to do it yourself. Now, there are a few applications where control is absolutely paramount. So some companies will have some on-prem still, but we see this broad shift now, the sea change to the cloud happening today.
So, Bob, where you want to go into the future with MOD Pizza? You said you want to grow, you want to open more stores. So tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, so we are on a fast growth pace, and we plan to continue to grow across the U.S. And obviously, I mentioned earlier, we're building out in the U.K. And the intent, really, what we're trying to do is something bigger than just building out pizza stores, but it's the concept of spreading modness, which is the ripple effect of doing the right thing.
Okay.
And that resonates in a number of different ways. But we would, in time, we'd love to have a global reach in that regard. So, the business is, it's funny, I was spending some time with folks earlier today talking about the business a bit, and on the outside it seems really quite simple, but when you get to the inside, it's really a very complicated, high volume set of moving parts that you have to manage. And when we think about trying to spread the breadth of modness across the U.S. and the globe, so to speak, we want to do it in a very efficient way, and that's where I think we've been excited about a partnership with SAP, because it's clearly a partner that can grow to the size that we want to be.
Will it also help to be more close to the customer if you use the software and the system, that you get more feedback, and then that you can align with all your back office stuff at the supply chain?
Yeah, well, one of the challenges that we have, and it's a good challenge to have, but many of our stores have long lines. So from a customer service perspective, what we try to do is, from the point in time that you order your pizza to the point in time that you get your pizza, our target is to get that to you in about 8 minutes.
Okay, that's quick.
So that's pretty quick. But the challenge is sometimes in a very busy store, the line will get quite long, it goes out the door, and then when you're coming up to the store and you park, you see that line and you question whether or not you want to get into that line. So we have to figure out how to optimize that throughput through the store. And so, we're going to look to try to see what we can do to leverage technology to optimize the way the store operates. But then that also has to move into our support center, which is where folks like, my team, finance and technology team and marketing and operations that support all those stores, need to be as efficient as possible. And then we need to make sure that we've got this seamless communication link between the stores and our teams, and empower the general managers. The general managers who run the stores are our heroes. They're the ones that we're out there trying to support, and we need to make sure that they've got enough information to be able to manage their stores in a really effective and efficient way.
Okay. So for folks who just joined, we're still here live from the New York Stock Exchange from SAP Capital Markets Day. I'm Thomas Leonhardi, global anchor at SAP TV, and we're talking about shifting all the business software that runs the business end-to-end into the public cloud. And Bob, we heard a lot about optimization at the moment, and simplicity, Dion, is also a big buzzword. So you just mentioned there might be an app, customer can order the pizza at MOD Pizza. So people are used to this very simple functionalities of consumer technology. Can we transform that and transfer that to the business world, or is that too easy?
Well, this is the big debate, is can we take the simplicity we see in the consumer world, really easy to use apps, search interfaces like Google, where there's only one place to type, right? You can't misuse the product. You can just get stuff done. And there's that famous saying that civilization advances when something that was formerly hard to do becomes easy, right? So simplicity is really important if we want to advance our organizations. It's just that businesses are complicated, right? And so I think, though, that if you really look at it, it's organizations who can simplify it. I do believe that it's a harder problem to consumerize the enterprise, but there is now evidence, that's being done in some enterprise software. And so as that happens, you'll be able to get more done with the same resources, and that will really propel organizations forward.
Okay. So simplicity is important, optimization is important, and cloud saves you money. I think let's close this up. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Bob Barton, CFO of MOD Pizza, the fastest growing restaurant chain in the US, and Dion Hinchcliffe, very well known business strategist. I'm Thomas Leonhardi from SAP TV, and we're here at the SAP Capital Markets Day, where SAP just released an hour ago or 1.5 that SAP S/4HANA, the business suite, is now ready for deployment for larger organizations with more functionalities like machine learning and a beautiful user interface, Fiori, with a Red Dot Design Award. So thank you very much for joining us here on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.